Stephen, you've got Glenn in now rather than having to wait to the summer. How beneficial is that?
I think it's a bonus for us. It's another excellent player who can join our squad and certainly makes us become stronger. Obviously everyone knew we had the pre-contract in place, and even yesterday afternoon I thought we were going to have to wait till the summer, and we were prepared to wait till the summer, but when I got the call last night, it was obviously a very nice phone call and a big bonus for myself.
Is he eligible for tomorrow, and does he come into your thinking for tomorrow? Bearing in mind he's not played of late.
I think he's eligible for tomorrow, but he hasn't done much over the last 3 weeks. He's had no game time and he hasn't really trained much, so we'll look after him tomorrow and we'll build him up to get him up to speed. But you could see today in training the quality is there to see. I love my midfield players who play with the head up, who look to pass forward and make things happen. And I like my midfielders to win the ball back and be aggressive. So we believe we can help Glenn to improve and grow and find the next level. But the coaches that he's had previous have done a fantastic job with him.
What has your January business brought to you overall?
Quality. Took the level up in training, took the quality of the squad up. It gives me better options, gives me the chance to do different things, and it's also gave me a big challenge as well, because obviously everyone's fighting for places. Again tomorrow I'm going to have to disappoint a few people who won't make the 18, but that's all to benefit Rangers and the success of Rangers. It's very important that we have a squad of 23 people, a strong squad, and everyone's fighting for the same thing, and that's to win football games.
I think there was a view, and I think it's one that the chairman himself has spoken about previously at the AGM, that there were some mistakes made with recruitment previously. What's your view of the business during the 2 windows you've been involved in? Do you get a sense that the club is putting the right building blocks in place?
Well, I think what we're trying to do is try and find the right balance. We obviously need players that are ready now to deliver and perform to help us now get results. But also the recruitment's got one eye on the future as well, and trying to bring assets into the club who we can bring in for cheap, if you like, or on good deals, like Glenn, for example, and we can give them that platform to grow and perform, and they add value to the club, and we're delighted with this bit of business. And you can see the people we've brought players in that are ready now, i.e. your Jermaine Defoe's, your Stephen Davis's, who are going to help us right now. And we've also invested in players, for example, like your Katic, your Kamaras, who are young, who will grow and help us be successful as well.
Glenn, what was the last few weeks like for you?
Yeah, good. I guess just waiting. Hopefully this deal was able to be done, so I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, what was it like yesterday? Were you listening, just waiting for your agent to call, or?
Yeah, pretty much just waiting and seeing if things would happen. So.
Yeah, and what do you make of the move?
I'm delighted to be here. Obviously it's a big club, we've got a great manager, and it's a lot of history behind this club, so I'm excited to start.
And the manager made reference to it there in terms of the competition. You'll have a fight in your hands, won't you?
Yeah, definitely. That's only good, and it's only going to improve me and everyone around us, so I'm up for it.
Sorry, I was going to say, Stephen, when you mentioned earlier, we're going to have to make some tough decisions now as a squad that gets stronger and stronger. How do you strike that balance when ensuring that the group remains harmonious?
Well, the players they're educated, they're clever. I think the players understand that they can't play every game. You've seen our schedule before the winter break, and straight away we've come back and the games are smacking us in the face again with games in midweek and games at the weekend. So I think everyone's aware that they're not going to be able to play in every game. Any club, any big club always tries to build a big squad. Sometimes when you're taking out the 11, it's not necessarily because you've played bad or you're getting dropped. It's more with an eye on of us trying to think what's best for future games as well. So everyone's got to be prepared. We've looked across the squad and everyone's getting enough game time. There's a couple that could maybe argue they want some more chances, but they've got to work hard for them opportunities. That's the way it should be at a big club.
Stephen, just on the window, I know you said that no one would have been available for sale. Did you have any interest, concrete interest?
For any of our players? We never know.
Matt Polster was another player that you brought in later on in the window. What do you feel that he can offer you?
Well, he's another one for the future. To get players of Matt's level in for nothing, for free, It's a no-brainer for us. It makes financial sense. He's another good player coming into the squad. He can play in numerous positions. He's another one like Glenn who he's on a different stage of the season to most. He's on an off season because he's from the MLS, so he'll be a couple of weeks to get up to speed, and then I'm sure he'll be ready for a debut, but straight away he's adding more quality to the squad.
St Mirren tomorrow, what do you make of the challenge that they pose you?
St Mirren, yeah, organised team. I think they'll come with a game plan of obviously with a low to medium block, and they'll be organised. They'll work as hard as they can to obviously stay in the game, and they'll set us a challenge that we'll have to find a way to try and break them down and try and score. Then the game might become different, but yeah, that's the challenge that's going to face us. We'll have to break them down.
Does it make it slightly more awkward preparing for a game like this when you've got a team like St Mirren that have brought in a few players later on in the window?
Yeah, it adds a couple of complications if you like. They've obviously signed, I think it's 3, maybe 4 players. But you know, straight away, as soon as you see that they're getting deals done, we have analysts that get straight onto them individuals, and we clip them up and we make the players aware of who they could be facing or the possibilities. But until the team sheet actually comes through your door an hour before kick-off, that's when you know or have a good idea how the opposition are going to go. But I'm sure St Mirren are really pleased with the business they've done. They've had 3 or 4 decent players into the mix, so it makes the challenge that more difficult for us.
You're looking forward to getting back to Ibrox? It's been, I think, over a month since you've been there now.
I am. Obviously coming back, and the fixtures have been quite tough for us, you know, 2 on AstroTurf, and then obviously going to Carden Beef in freezing conditions. You know, it'll be nice to go and play on a top surface at Ibrox with a full house behind us, and you know, it's the players' responsibility to make sure we start the game well and we get that crowd behind us, because the last time we seen a packed Ibrox, it was on the back of an old firm, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the same atmosphere. It's our responsibility to lift the crowd.
With the window closed now, is this the moment as a manager where you sort of gather your troops around and focus everyone on the task ahead? You've got like 5 months now of solid football almost without distractions like transfers.
Yeah, I think we were pretty satisfied, you know, a few days ago, last week if you like. You've always obviously got that situation where there's rumours and speculation about your own players and teams maybe going to come in with a bid, but thankfully no respectable bids landed on the table, so that's obviously a bonus from a manager's point of view. And obviously you want to get your targets done and dusted, which we did very early in terms of Jermaine and Stephen. They've had a few weeks now to settle in and bed in, and they're looking a little bit sharper and fitter for us now. And Glenn was obviously one that we thought was a possibility, but yesterday we thought, you know, it wasn't going to happen. It was one that probably came alive last night at 9-10 o'clock, so it was a huge bonus for us, and we'll use the next couple of weeks now to push Glenn, get him up to speed, and everyone should be now focused on the games to come ahead to finish the season strong. You've
got your squad together. How do you assess the position in terms of the strength of the squad, but also the position in the table and what you have in front of you for the remainder of the season?
Yeah, well, it's obviously, you know, the gap at the moment 6 points, and we've also got Aberdeen and Kilmarnock pushing very hard from behind. The important thing for us is to perform strong tomorrow and make the gap 3 points, and that's all we can focus on. We can only control what we do here, so it's important that we try and find that level of consistency that we've spoke about in the media the last couple of weeks, and the players just try and win everything and every chance that's in front of them.
Conor Goldson, how's he?
He's not ready for tomorrow.
Not ready. Gresda, how's he getting on?
He's back on the pitch running, so probably a couple of weeks away.